I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. Now I'm just looking to see if anybody's watching, if I'm actually live yet. Probably not. I just realised that the microphone's on my other device, so I'm just making sure that's switched off. Okay, so I think I'm there. Oh, hi Anne, nice to see you. So today I'm going to be making a card using the Christmas Barn again. I really like the stamp set. As soon as I saw it, I thought it's just something a bit different, a barn, rather than the normal Christmassy things you get, you know, the robins, the poinsettias and that kind of thing. So yeah, I thought this would be good. I loved the little sleigh with the kids there and the fence along there. Just loved it. Hi Hilary. So what have you two been doing today then? So I spent quite a long time clearing up my kitchen after entertaining last night. We had a really nice roast dinner with Louise and her boyfriend, and yeah, I had to pop out and get a couple of bits that I'd forgotten, and yeah, done a few Sudoku puzzles. I had a bit of a relax after all the clearing up, and then I got ready for today's live. Hello Sherry, I don't remember seeing you before. Is this your first time live with me? I do apologise if you've been along before. It's, you know, obviously we have quite a lot of people watching, pop in and out, and I don't always remember everybody's name, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to wait and see if we get anybody else along. I keep seeing tiny little flecks of dust and bits on this mat, and I keep flicking them off. That's the trouble when you've got something white. It really does show up everything, doesn't it? So I'm just going to have a quick cup of tea. So Sherry's not been on live before, I was right. But you do follow me. Well, that's really nice to know. Thank you for letting me know. And you're in Vermont. Wow. So Hills has just finished her washing. Oh, watching the new king. Yeah, it's quite a momentous occasion, isn't it? Oh dear, Anne's not having a good crafting day. Well, okay. You know, rather than just tucking them in the bin, could you not, like, change your ideas and change it round a bit? Anyway, I'll leave that to you. Right, so let's get started then. Anyone who comes along, hopefully they can catch up. So I'm going to make my usual size card, that being A5. So Sherry, you're not in Britain, so just to explain, A5 is our normal sized piece of card. Now in Britain it's A4, and it measures 8 1/4 by, it's an awful measurement, it's 11 5/8 and a little bit or something, so I can't work with that. I cut it down to 11 1/2, and then it's just scored down the middle and folded. So, oh, I see, Anne, okay. So that's an A5 card. Now in American sizes, just take your piece of cardstock, fold it down the middle, score it, and that it's the same thing. It's just very slightly different measurement, but it would create the same kind of card. Now I want to make this slightly different. I was thinking about doing a stepper card, but decided that it would restrict me in what I could do. So I decided to go for the A5, but then just change it up a little bit by making a little bit of an extra bit on the front. So what I did was take a piece of card, another piece of card, 8 1/4 by 4 1/2. I scored at 1/2 and 2 1/2, or 2 and 2 if you wanted to do it round that way. But you end up with 2 pieces that are 2 inches and one that's 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to score burnish on both of those score lines. And do remember that you always fold away from your score line. Okay, so at the moment they're both folded that way, but I want this little bit here to be a mountain fold like that. So I'm just going to fold the other one back again. All right. So if I hold it up like that, you should see what we've got. Okay. Now, this piece here is going to stick onto the bottom of our card. All right. And you want it to stick on the top, not inside. So you don't stick it like that. You stick it like that. All right. So that that edge is on the front of your card. And I know you're thinking, oh, that's going to look awful. But there's a reason for that. I'm going to add some designer series paper to this card, so it will stick over that line. So you won't see it. But if you put it on the inside, you'll see it. Okay, are you with me so far? So Claire, who normally joins us, she's in a card class this afternoon. So that's nice for her. She's got quite a little collection of ladies who join her class. Now what I like to do is butt this up to my corner here. You can do this on a card if you prefer. And then I can do the same with this, butt it right up there and know that it's going to meet at the bottom. Okay. So you know that that will be a perfect fit. So now we've got this. Okay, you get the idea? And then that line there will be covered by this piece of cardstock, which I'm going to, sorry, designer series paper that I'm going to stick on the front. Okay, so you won't see it. Now I've deliberately made it just a slight bit bigger because it's always good to stick it on, and if it's too big you can cut it down. But if you stick it on and it's slightly out and a little bit too small, you've had it, you can't do anything about it. Now this card, this designer series paper started off like this. It's just got the silver on it, which is beautiful, but I wanted to bring a bit of colour into this background. So I went ahead and I used the stamp from the stamp set, Christmas Barn stamp set, and this one here, and stamped the tree in shaded spruce ink. Oh, excuse me. Stamped that in shaded spruce ink to give it that added colour, and I think it's nice. And I did first, second, third and even fourth generation stamping, so it gives these illusions of lots of trees in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna just stick this on now, and I think for ease today I'm going to use some, you either call it tear and tape, which is the name in the Stampin' Up catalogues, or if you prefer to call it double-sided tape, that's fine, but it's virtually the same thing. It is lovely paper, isn't it, Anne? So the paper comes from the Peaceful Cabin suite, which was in the last mini catalogue. and unfortunately it's not available anymore, and I'm really sorry about that because it's just gorgeous paper. But it's just to show you really that, well, whatever you buy will fit with any, lots of our other products. You're not stuck to using it just with the suite that you bought it with. And the other thing is, if you see something you like, buy it, because things get retired in Stampin' Up. So if you like it, get it while it's there. Okay, so I'm now going to just do my little trick with my tweezers, and that is just to pull off the 4 corners like so. Has anybody else, ever done that? Seen something and thought, yeah, I do like that, but I'm not sure. I don't know whether to get it or not. And then you make your mind up to get it and you're too late because it's gone. So let's pop this onto the bottom there. It's gonna go over both sides and at the top edge, but that's fine because we can just cut round it and make sure that way we'll make sure that our paper is a perfect fit. So I like to push the air out as I'm pulling the tape off, the backing off. There we are. So that's what it will look like. So if I turn it over, we can now see the little bit we've got overlapping, and I can just cut that off. So you're just using your card to rest your scissors against, and you'll get a really good edge then. Okay, so that's the good part of our card prepared, and then if I turn it around like that, I can cut my top edge off. I'd rather just take that little extra step and make sure that my designer series paper is perfect, rather than cut it to the right size and then find that it didn't stick on properly and I'm short of a little bit somewhere. Spoils the whole thing. And then I've got another piece of this which I'm going to pop on the bottom, and I've done the same thing, cut it slightly big so that I can put it on the bottom and cut the excess off. Okay, so let's just pop some more tape here. Yeah, you have to yeah, you just have to rest your scissors against the edge of the card. It's practice. It's practice, Hills. I never used to use the credit card thing like this before, a gift card. I used to just use my fingers, and then I ended up with getting the end of the tape sometimes at an angle, and it would hang over the edges. So by using the card, it gives you that really good tight finish here at the end, so you don't get anything going over. So let's just do the edges again. I just find if I turn my card and always take the top left hand corner away, it ends up correct. If I try and do it when the card's all up the same way, for some reason it just doesn't work for me. I go wrong. So that's the top of the tree, so I want it this way up. So if I just get the get it like that and just make sure that bottom edge is straight. Pull away all my tape and that's all that's stuck down. And then again, I can just fold that back. And cut along those edges. There we are. So that creates the front of our card. Okay, so that's what we're going for. If I hold it up and you can see the profile from the top. Okay, and then as you look at it from the front, it looks like this. It's a really pretty card. I do love these colours. I love the spruce green. So now the building up of the card is quite simple, but I did a lot of stamping and cutting out before and colouring in because it takes a long time, and I thought you don't want to sit there watching me do that. But let me start building up the card with the bits I've done. That's just what I'm thinking, Hilary. I know that, as I say, Claire's got her class today. Esther's very busily trying to finish off a piece of cross stitch she's doing for her in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary, which they're celebrating tomorrow. So I know she's working on that at the moment. And I don't know about the others. But it's nice to have you ladies along. Now, what I've done is stamp this and then use the dies to cut it out. And I stamped an extra piece because I want this to be nice and strong, because this piece is going to go on the front of my card. And let me just, sorry, I'm just trying to look at something I've got here. Yeah. So I'm going to pop my tree here above that line. So I wanted it to be nice and strong where it's sticking up there. So if I go and put some glue on the back of that. Like so. And then I stamped the little sleigh with the horse, but I also stamped an extra horse so that I thought we could have, let's pop that over there for a minute. I thought we can have 2 horses pulling this, okay, like that. So I just stamped the whole thing again, but I cut it away here and just coloured in. All of the colouring has been done with using the Stampin' Write markers. So these are dye based, so they're watercolours. They're not permanent inks, they're not alcohol, and they are the same colours as our ink pads. And I'm not, you know, everybody knows I'm not really one for colouring in, but actually I found it quite easy with those markers. So I'm just going to place them on there for now. And then I've also stamped the greeting, "May joy fill your heart this season." And again, I used the die to cut it out. So I'm going to pop this on first. And I might actually have that one on a couple of foam pads. Well, one would be enough actually. Let's just get that popped up. So Sherry, do you use Stampin' Up products? Perhaps you're a demonstrator, or maybe you just like to watch. So then I'm going to, let's pop this horse on first. Right, so I thought I'd do the horses in different colours. So this one is crumb cake and this one is basic grey. Just be nice to make them a little bit different. Just using the Tombow multi-purpose glue in this dispenser bottle. And then what I want to do is just get this, try and get their feet lined up. And I just wanted to cover that bit so it looks like it's joined up somewhere. And then this bit here, obviously it only goes to there. So I thought I could get away with that. I could just draw in, using the Stampin' White marker, just draw a line from here to here. So it looks like the rain carries on there. Okay. So that's my sleigh, my kids in the back with the horses pulling, and one of my greetings. So that's done the front bit. So if I tuck that under just for ease of work now, I'm going to bring in my other elements. So I've stamped another tree here, and I thought I would just pop that sort of, maybe I'll put it right up there, or shall I bring it down a bit? I think I'll just bring it down a bit, and that's going to go right on the edge there. So having them stamped and cut out gives them different dimensions. Some look further back than others. It's always good to have different heights and things in your work. So this is the old silo store. So let's just place that, let's pop that there for a minute. So I'm just going to place the rest of the things before I actually stick them down. Now we're going to have that so that it's sort of behind our barn and slightly back. So for the barn, I coloured it in basic grey and cherry cobbler. So I've got some more of our trees here. And we'll again pop these at different heights, because it always looks good if they're slightly different. And then we've got the lovely the fence. So if I pop that, perhaps, I'm not quite sure, that might go there maybe. And then I've got an additional greeting which I thought would pop up there. And then we've got that lovely wreath which I'm going to stick on the top there. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Sherry's a demo as well. Yeah, discount shopper. Yeah. Same here really. I try and sell, but it's not always successful. A few things. Sherry says she likes what I did with the horses. Yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to have more than one. I mean, you could, if you were on a bigger card, you could have, several. You could put them, a couple behind, so it looks like you've got 4 pulling. What looks like a lolly stick? Oh no, your cat just caught a mouse. Ugh. What looks like a lolly stick? I'm not. Oh, that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's put my hand on that, and I'll take that out and just put some glue on the back. And I think I will pop this up on some something. I can't remember what they're called. I should be using dimensionals, I know, from Stampin' Up. However, I just don't have any. I am the kind of person that I try and use up what I've got rather than buying new things, rather than, you know, before I've finished what's in my stash. These work well, so I need to get and use them. The only problem is I have had them for some time now, and that makes the backing quite difficult to take off. Right, that's done. So let's pop that. I think it was about there, wasn't it? Yep. That makes such a lot of difference, just building that barn up. It really does. When you see it in real life, you really would see the difference. So I'm just going to take our fence away and put this down flat. And this one. So you see, by getting the different heights in the trees and the different height from this and the barn and the silo, it makes a big difference. So I want to put this up as well. So I'm gonna have to cut some of this down. Let me get my sticky scissors. Does anyone else have scissors that they keep just for cutting sticky things? I don't use those scissors for anything else, so it doesn't matter if they're sticky. I do give them a wipe down every now and then. Okay, now I just need to cut some really thin bits to go behind the fence here. So put a bit there. And a bit there. That'll probably do it, actually. Gosh, I've had these so long. Anne loves the little fence, so do I. It's gorgeous, isn't it? There is another fence in the die set. I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, these are so sticky. So make sure I put it the right way around so we get the perspective correct. So I like to pop that quite near to the house, the barn, as we should we put it up there? No, down there, I think. That's it. Yeah, so just putting those on those felt pads really helps. So then I'll just pop this down. I think I'll do this on, I'm not going to build, or shall I build this up? What do you think? Actually, yeah, I think it would look nice. It would look nice built up, I have to say. So I think perhaps I might cut that into 3. That'll probably do it. Yeah, it's just a good width. There we go. So come on. There we are. And again, this is cut out with a die. It's a brilliant set. Everything everything you need to cut out has a die. It makes it so much easier. So we just pop this on flat. I think we've got enough dimension now. You would have covered the base of the trees. Right, but what's going to happen is, Sherry, when it's like that, you won't see the base of the trees. Okay, when it's standing up on your mantelpiece like so, or someone else's mantelpiece, because you won't send it yourself. Mind you, I wouldn't mind one of these on my mantelpiece. Yeah, when that stood up, you actually won't see the bottom of the trees anyway. It'll be sort of like that. But yeah, by all means, you know, if you want to, you can go along, and actually there's a stamp in the set. This one, and we could do something with it if you like, just to show that you can do something about the trees. So I think I would probably use a bit of smoky slate so that it looks like just shadows in the snow, if you like. So you can just use it like this. You can even use it this way as well. So it just looks like something is there around the base of the trees, and it's not just so you can do that if you want to, you know, make it look like there's some earth. It's not exactly footprints, but yeah, I agree with you. If I'd been doing it as you know, if that was the finished thing, I would have grounded them. Yeah. So that's the card so far, but there is just a couple of things I'm going to add. Now, I have shown it before in a few previous videos, and I'm just looking for the top of my glue. Sorry, right, that's that. So it's the Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics, and these are brilliant. So they come in a pack of 3. You get real red, white and black, but the black is actually a really dark, like silvery colour. It's beautiful. So what I'm going to do with this, it gives you the perfect, absolutely perfect dome, and I'm going to put them on my wreath. I only need 3. Right, I've just accidentally knocked that, but if you quickly pull it back, you can do it. And then if you just flick it from the back, it helps it to fall into a dome shape. So I'm going to put 3 on the wreath. I'm going to hold it up because I'm not sure if you can see it. So there we go. Yep, you can see those now, can't you? You can do more if you like. But I'm also going to put some on the tree. I might think I'll put them on that tree and that tree. So if I do this one first. I've had these before, other makes, and I've had terrible trouble actually making them into nice round shapes. I always end up with a sort of point on the top, or I don't know what. It never seems to go right. But this, I think it's something to do with the consistency. They're very, very fluid. We need one more, don't we? An odd number. Okay. So let's find the lid for that. It is a fabulous stamp set, and I really love it. I'm going to make quite a lot of cards with this. Right, I've got to be very careful now that I don't smudge my pearls. I haven't had to tap that on the back, and they've gone straight into pearl shapes. So if I hold this right up to the camera, you can see, oh, a bit far away. Let's put it back there. How well those dots have formed. If I bring it over that side as well. So when it's displayed, this will come away a little bit, this top bit, as it naturally falls, and you'll see sort of that much of the background. So I'm just going to stand it up fleetingly because I don't want those dots to slide down. But that's the top profile, and that's the side profile. Okay, so that's today's card, ladies. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I know Hilary and Anna subscribed, so that's lovely. You always get notifications. I'm not sure if you subscribed or not, Sherry, but I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, anything you've seen today can be purchased from my online store, and there'll be a link below in the description box along with a copy of the current catalogues. So I hope to see you again next week, and of course, as always, there will be a recorded video midweek, either Wednesday or Thursday. I was a bit late this week because I'd been busy with work, but yeah, really loved this card, loved planning it, and yeah, I hope to make a lot more. So bye bye for now, ladies, and thanks again for watching.